Hi, Wycliffe Barrett here, Xplane Dedicated, what up? Today we're going to have a treat. We're going to have a look at the SSG Queen of the Skies. See you after the intro.
Dublin, November 180 Bravo Bravo with it.
November 180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude.
2,000 feet on 1014 Bravo Bravo.
Bravo Bravo, descending for 60, so climb not above, initially not above 4,000 feet on the QNH 1014.
4,000 feet, Bravo Bravo.
Correct, what's your requested routing?
Let's go and then direct.
521 ready, cleared, directed it.
So we're going to have a look at the Queen of the Skies. We're going to have a look at the 747-8i. The I stands for Intercontinental. This is one of the biggest aircraft in the world. It's the longest passenger aircraft and has the longest range, produced by Boeing, and it's the fourth generation 747. It's had new wings, new engines, and completely rehauled inside, far better passenger experience. SSG have done some really good work here. They've managed to get an official Boeing license for this aircraft, officially licensed by Boeing. They think it's okay. Having a look at it, they've done a complete remodel. They've changed an awful lot of stuff, but not so much stuff that you see, but stuff that's underneath and behind. It's got a huge, rich feature list, which I'm going to go through. But to start off with, just to let you know, it's had a complete new, accurate 3D external model has been produced. There's a new 3D cockpit, primary flight display, navigation display, ICAS and the multifunction displays have all been remodeled, and there's a real neat trick, something that you won't see in any other aircraft in Xplane. Apart from all of that, it's got an electronic checklist, there's auto brakes with anti-skid, it's got brand new primary flight displays, navigational displays, the ICAS display, and of course the multifunctional display has all been remodeled. It's absolutely brilliant, and some of the detail on these screens is some of the best that I've seen. There's new display management, there is auto brakes with anti-skid, there's 3D sounds from the Dream engine, really, really, really nice. There's a huge array of features. I'm going to put the full list in the description below. 1, 2, 3. It's a custom 1, 2, 3. There's a custom FMC compatible with Navigraph data or the Aerosoft Nav Data Pro, SIDS, stars, airways, etc, etc. So you can't go wrong in terms of flight planning. Here we are at Manchester Airport on stand in the 747-8i from SSG. Beautiful looking aircraft as we just scroll around and pan down here. It's one of the largest and longest passenger aircraft in the world, as I stated earlier, and really, really nicely modelled here. It's got brand new engines, I think they're the GE engines if I recall, brand new wings and an awful lot more. Looking very good. You can hear the engines there. I will actually turn everything off and we'll start this aircraft up cold and dark. Just having a quick look around at the wing there, and the rear of the engines. Very nice. I love the fairings there on the engines, the way that they have been designed. Looks really neat. All in all, this aircraft is quite a handful. One thing there is a great danger of, and that is tail strikes on the departure because of the length. Even with that high angle rear end there is still a danger of tail strikes. So when you take off, you've just got to lift the nose up gently and just let the aircraft take away. But if you're at takeoff speed, that'll be fine. Okay, jumping inside the aircraft here, we're just having a look at the cockpit. As you can see, it's a very nice 3D modelled cockpit. Some people say the texturing is not that good, and maybe the texturing does require some work, but overall it's got everything you need. There's all the displays, the FMCs, the radio stack and the throttle quadrant there, and just using the funky view system just to have a look around, just to make sure that we know where everything is. I'm going to remove the yokes because with the yokes in position it's really difficult to get the exact place that you want to be when you want to start planning and having a look around. So I will remove the yokes in a moment or two. Okay, well, we need to start the aircraft up, and as you can see here we've got the overhead. What has happened with this is it's been slightly dumbed down. Let's just get the battery on. When I say it's been dumbed down, there's certain circumstances you hit one button and all four will come on in that sequence. So it has been dumbed down a little bit, but we'll go through the procedure, and as you can see, I'm clicking on everything that I possibly can find. We'll start the APU. Unlike some other aircraft where you can actually hear the APU starting up, you can't in this. Maybe if I was outside, I probably would be able to. It's best just to click on everything that says it needs to be on, and make sure that you've got that set up correctly. It's a large aircraft, and there are a number of things you need to go through, you know, just to get it up and running. But it's not difficult. It's not difficult. Unlike a lot of other aircraft, it can be relatively easy. And you see what I mean here. You just hit on one button, and they all light up. The ones beneath, those four there. Okay, they all just light up. Let's get some lights on. Usual palaver, you know. I can't remember what that is, and I can't see it at the moment, but you know, you just go through everything, turn everything on until you get to your engine sequence. Okay, I've skipped through a little bit here, and we're just going to start up the engine there, so you need to put a engine on there, and then scroll down here, just watching the N1 and N2 temperatures. You can see they're almost instantaneous, so they do come up rather quick, I think, here in certain circumstances. Then put some fuel in, and we'll zoom in a little bit now, and you'll see that the engine has started. This is where it gets a little bit cumbersome in terms of using the different views, but I'm kind of used to it, so you just keep moving around once again, looking at M1 and N2. Yeah, that's coming up slowly there, and just bring up the fuel for that engine. Straightforward enough. Skipping forward a little bit here, you can see we've got all four engines running. They're all nicely coming up there, no problems at all. So I think it might be time for us to just go through the overhead, making sure everything's okay, and then we'll get ready to do the FMC, I think. The FMC, of course, is based on FJCC, so it's a custom built FMC which works admirably. Just before I get to that though, I need to remove the yokes, and I'm going to show you how that's done right now. So the way we remove the yokes is by using this electronic flight bag here. We turn it on first of all. You'll notice there's buttons along the top and down the side. Now the buttons along the top are indicating speed, fuel, payload, all sorts of different things. Fuel there. I think we've even got a clock as well, and you can adjust everything in this. There's the clock, which is running on computer time, so as you can see there it's on UTC. Now the way that you remove the yokes is just clicking that button there. You can see them flashing on and off. GPU connect, cargo doors can open, a load of presets, and then on the left side here is the field of view, so you can change your field of view to, you know, a number of different ranges. Choose the one that suits you best. I think I normally have it around about 75%, which is quite neat. I rather like that. That's your sound menu there, of course, and once again payload. You can even set averages. You know, there's it'll say preset on payload and even preset on fuel as well. Very neat tool indeed, very neat indeed. So coming to the FMC now, and it's the usual affair in terms of creating flight plans. You can import flight plans as well from the FMS database, and also from Navigraph, etc, etc. Now this FMC is a little bit tricky in certain areas, and you've got to be a little bit careful. Also, sometimes the flight plans don't get drawn correctly. This was a flight I decided to do, or just for the sake of the video, Manchester down to Cardiff, and it actually it turned out to be a little bit of a mess on the navigational display, and I had to sort that out. It took me quite a while, in actual fact, deleting deleting waypoints that shouldn't have been there, etc., etc. And so what I'm going to do is, you get the gist of the FMC is like almost any other FMC. You know, it's waypoints and airways input in it, and then your perf initialization, etc., etc. But I'm going to skip through because there was a bit of a mess in terms of the flight plan that was drawn and didn't really look that good. It was a bit like spaghetti, and I had to do quite a bit of work to straighten it out. Well, I finally got the flight plan sorted out, as you can see here, going from Manchester down to Cardiff. Right at the beginning of the video I mentioned a really neat trick, and I said I'd show it to you later. So I'm going to show it to you now, and that is the ability to display the airport on the navigational display. There you are. Basically you zoom right in, I think that's at something like 2 miles, I'm not quite sure. You zoom right in and you get the airport layout displayed on the navigational display, which is brilliant, especially for taxiing. I'm zooming further in there. That's the furthest I can zoom in, and obviously the triangle is the aircraft, and so you can follow your way around, get your way around the airport without getting lost, even with your charts. So there we have it. I'm just showing you the terrain radar there, which is a terrain sweep, and just adding lots of data onto the screen. There's all sorts of stuff you can put on there: waypoints, weather, data, stations, airports. You can really clutter the screen up, and you'll notice that the two navigational displays are independent. So the one on the left has got the terrain data on at the moment, and coming over to the right here I can zoom in to the airport if I want to. I can add other things such as clutter. I can go to a center rows with an elevation plan as well at the bottom, vertical speed display at the bottom there as well. So two independent FMCs really finishing off this cockpit. But, and here's the but, there are some things about this aircraft that I don't particularly like, and I'll be upfront about this. Texturing in the cockpit is not really up to standard, although all the displays and everything are brilliant. They've dumbed it down a little bit in terms of the overhead and the startup routine, but in other areas it looks absolutely superb, especially these displays. The displays are really, really good. Lots of information, just what you'd expect, or just what you need when flying an aircraft of this type and complexity. But as I say, it has been dumbed down in some areas, and that kind of lets it down a little bit for me. But it's beautiful to fly, and I think it's worth the money. I would go and get it. In fact, I did. I bought this ages ago. We're now into update. All of that said, guys, I still think that this is a lovely aircraft. It's wonderful to fly. It really behaves itself really, really well. But just with that proviso where I say it's been dumbed down a little bit in certain areas, I think Ricardo has done a fantastic job, and once again it's well worth the money. It's my recommendation. I think if you're going to spend some money on a 747, this is the one to get. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this vlog of the 747-8i Intercontinental, and we'll see you all soon. My name is Wycliffe Barrett. This is Xplane Dedicated. Cheerio. 1, 2, 3. Well, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this vlog of the Supercritical 1, 2, 3. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this vlog of the 747-8i. 1, 2, 3.